Hello guys, this is gonna be a short lesson on external range liquidity. So basically one of you was asking me about external range liquidity and internal range liquidity and actually how to get to identify them in your Forex chart. So but before we get down to that, what we need to understand it's that before we get to talk about external range or internal range liquidity, the first thing you need to do is to define your range that you're going to be working within. Okay, so some people can go back 20 days back. So they can go back 20 days back. It's either they can go 20 days back and look at the chart, or it can be 40 to 60 days. Okay, so just to define the range that they're gonna be working within. So that's the first thing you need to do when it comes to internal range and external range. Okay, so let's take you have the market pushing up like this and then pushing down. Okay, and then you get to have something like this, maybe something like this. Okay, so you get to say, okay, this is the range. Okay, you identify the range. This is the range that I'll be working within. Okay, so this is gonna be your external range here. Okay, this is gonna be your external range, and then we come to this one, it's gonna be your external range also. So the first thing you need to do is to define your range first. Okay, so what you're going to be looking for, anything inside here, maybe you have an order block here. Let's take you have an order block here. There's an order block here, and then price get to this, we're going to be calling this an internal range. Okay, liquidity. So any liquidity that is within this area here that you have defined. Okay, so this is the area you have defined, okay, as your range. This is the range that you have defined. So anything within it, it's gonna be internal range, and anything outside it, it's gonna be external range. So you can see below this low we find external range, and above this high we find external range liquidity. So we get to see maybe here you have a breaker here. Say you have a breaker here. That's gonna be your internal range. And then if you have an order block here, you make an entry. Order block is here. That's also gonna be your internal range entry. You can call it internal range entry. Okay, so basically that's the whole idea of it. There is nothing difficult about it. It's just you defining a range. Okay, so you can go back 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, 60 days to define that range. Okay, so some people will just look at the, for an example, they will just look at maybe price is moving from this level here, and then we get to see that we have an imbalance. Okay, so as price is moving up, it creates an imbalance. So they're gonna mark this range here or this rally here and mark the high of it and mark the low of it, and then it becomes their external range, and then they work within anticipating price to close the whole liquidity void that has been created. So basically that's it. There is nothing difficult about it. Let's just now go back and look at the chart and see what we have. Okay, so this is what we have here. We have, I believe this is gold. We have gold pair. If you get to look at this high here, look at this low here, so we can define this and say, okay, we have our liquidity void here. Okay, so this is the range here, price moved. Okay, so we can say these are range here, so we can say this is this external range. These are external range here, and then these are external range. So This is the range that we have here. So anything within here, it's gonna be an internal range. Okay, so it's gonna be an internal range entries that we're gonna be looking for. So within this range that I've defined here, I can now begin to look for setups. Okay, there is a lot that go into it. If you want to trade it, you need to look at order flow and stuff like that. But now I'm just defining internal range liquidity and external range liquidity. So what you're gonna be looking for, so this is your range here. So anything inside that range, it's gonna be internal range. Okay, because it's internal. Okay, so we have something interesting at this level here. This is the level of your order block here, but we also have a break in market structure here. So this is the break in market structure here. So guess what? This is gonna be your internal range entry. So this is gonna be an internal range entry, or internal range entry, which is in this case it's gonna be a, in this case it's a breaker. It's a breaker in this case. In this case it's a breaker. So basically that's it. There is nothing difficult about it. We can go to daily and look at the range that we want to work with and define that range, or you can just say control and then you click on Y, and then this is gonna do, it's, if you are on daily, it's gonna divide this by 30 days. Okay, so if you want to look back 30 days, let's say you want to look back 30 days here, you're gonna take the highest high of these 30 days and the lowest low of that, of these 30 days, and then that's gonna be your range. So you define your range. So price push back, comes back, take out your external range. So if you go, you wanna go back 60 days, so this is gonna be your range. So you're gonna look for the highest high of this range and the lowest low of this range. So guess what you have? We have this high here and we have this low here. So basically that's how you get to define your range. It depends on you. What do you want to use? Someone can even go to 15 minutes. Let's look on 15 minutes. Let me try to remove this. Let's look on 15 minutes. Let's just look on 15 minutes. What can we use? What can we use? So let's take someone has this is the level here. Okay, so these are low here and this is a high here. So you get to define it. So anything within here, it's gonna be our external, our internal range. Yeah, okay. So guess what? You're gonna be looking for internal range entries. So we have an order block here, price get to this order block and then it goes up, take out this external range liquidity. So that's it about our external range and internal range liquidity. There is really nothing difficult. You can check on the description of this video. I've put some links to additional material if you want to get to read my blog about it, because I've made a blog about it. You can go and read, because there are certain things I've not explained in this video, or maybe there is something I've left out. You can check that blog and then you get to read. Shalom.